about Sfas Emes, about Shavuos and Sfiras Haomer. Okay, so Isa Bezohar HaKadosh. So he quotes from the Zohar. The boy Lenatra Dachya Demoti Alei Baul Elia. There's a famous teaching that the 49 days we count the Shavuos are like the counting to become Tahor, like the 7 days that the woman count to become Tahor. And we have to count those days and behave and do everything, all that preparation of the 7 weeks to reach Shavuos, and then to become Tahor. That's the point. That's the tachlis. We want to come out of the Sfiras Haomer pure, and to receive the Torah pure. So let's learn what exactly is that purity we're trying to reach, and how we do it in 49 days. What exactly happens on the 50th day? Okay. The Isa Chazal teach us Habo l'tayer Messiah. So first he introduces us with a very important rule in Tahara, in purity. All forms of purity. You want to do tshuva, you want to have better midos, you want to be close with Hashem, better mention, all forms of purity. So there are 2 parts. Part Habo l'tayer, we come, we try, Messiah, and then Hashem helps us. So part we can do on our own. We can put in some effort. There's something we can accomplish, but we can't really do it. We can try. We can do all, no matter how hard we try. We can't really do it. We're people. We're human beings. We're not pure. But Hashem sees that we really tried hard. Then Hashem can do the rest, and we can attain this thing called purity, which is really, in a way, supernatural. It's something we really can't do. It's something that's really impossible. That's what we're striving for, which is already a tremendous chiddush. That's how we start off. We're starting that we're trying to attain something that is really sort of impossible. Because if it was something so simple, there wouldn't be a big chiddush. If it's just like, we'll be better. We'll try to be better. But just go on and be the same people that we are, then it wouldn't be such a big deal. The chiddush of Sfiras Haomer and of tshuva in general is that we're doing something which really seems to be impossible. It seems we can't fix that midah. We can't do that. That's what it seems. But that's what's going to happen. Hashem will help us and make it possible. Okay, so let's learn how that works. Now, Umem Ubimei Sfira Mavakshin Bnei Yisrael Atara. The days of Sfiras Haomer, we're searching. We really we're wanting and asking for that purity. Umem Tes Yemei Tahara, and the 49 days of Tahara, of purifying ourselves, Hu B'koach HaTachtonim. This is something that we do. This is what we have the koach to do. B'koach Sfirosam, that by counting the days and living those days, that's something that we're capable of doing. That's the part that we're capable of doing. Now, the Tahara, the Sfartem Lachem, that's why he's medayek. When the Torah says Usfartem, the mitzvah of counting the 49, it says Usfartem Lachem. It doesn't just say Usfartem, it says Sfartem Lachem, it's you. So we have to do it. Shalom Aleichem. So we're learning a teaching from the Sfas Emes. Usfartem lachem. The Torah says count, but it adds the word lachem. It's for you. So he says that means that these days, these 49 days of work, of of steigen, of learning, is something that we do on our simple, on our humble level, we're capable of doing. V'taras leil chag, but when the 50th day comes, when Shavuos comes, the purity that we get on the night of Shavuos, Masha'ein b'koach ha'adam, that's already what we aren't capable. It's really beyond our koach. 49, that's the limit of our koach, what we can do. We did all we can do. And it still didn't work yet. We did everything we do, but then comes the 50th day. Then Hashem puts in the rest, and then it works. Now, what does that have to do with one more introduction? What does that have to do with Matan Torah, with receiving the Torah? It says, V'tahara, what we call purity, V'chachana, V'kabbalas Torah. This is really preparation for receiving the Torah. The Isa, V'tayr libeinu la'avdecha be'emes. We say in the Tefillah, V'tayr libeinu, Tara, purify our hearts to serve you be'emes. We're asking Hashem, we want to serve Hashem. So now he explains what that really means. What does this tefillah mean? To serve Hashem, what does it mean to serve Hashem be'emes? If it's not real, you're not serving Hashem. And what is this level of avodah that we have to have pure hearts for? We can't serve Hashem without pure hearts. So what level is this talking about? Now, ein emes ela Torah. So he says, avodah means in general to serve Hashem. Yeah, we know there's Hashem, we have to do the right thing. But now there's another level called Torah. That's called Emes. That's being really Emes. The ultimate level of complete Emes. K'akol ovdim as HaMelech Yisbarach Shmo. The truth is, everybody serves Hashem. Everybody, Jews, non-Jews, every creature, every animal, everybody's really serving Hashem. We're all serving Hashem. Chas v'shalom, nobody's not serving Hashem. Avodas emes, but that emes, that it's really, really emes, the avodah, hu mitzvahs haTorah. That's only by keeping the Torah. Shu tikunim b'kol ha'olamos. That's something that fixes all the worlds. What he means is that if I serve Hashem without the Torah, just what I feel, what I understand, that's very limited. I understand that this is the right thing to do. I understand I should be a good person, and I do that. But it's not. I mean, it's really doing what I feel like. I'm not doing what Hashem asks from me. I'm following myself. I'm not really following Hashem. Because in the end, I'm deciding what to do. I'm not taking orders. Only by the Torah. Torah is something we receive. That's something we can really say that we're receiving. That I'm really connected with Hashem. I'm totally leaving my gaiva. As long as I'm doing what I feel is right, I'm judging. So I'm still not totally clean and pure from my gaiva. Only when I give up and say, I don't understand. But following the Torah, even though I don't understand, then I'm really working on my midas. And he says, in particular, it means the 613 mitzvahs. But as we all know, the mitzvahs are all of us. They're examples how to live our life in that same form of emunah. Hashem is giving us mitzvahs. What the Sfas is teaching us, it's to teach us how to serve Hashem be'emes, and we have to take that to everything else in our life. The way we live our lives in general have to be in that derech. We should strive for that purity. Just like when we do a mitzvah, we keep the halacha. We do it whether we understand or not. Because Hashem told us, gave us that halacha. So in general, when we have problems in life, and we things we don't understand, or think we can't do it, we think this is all we can do. We're good enough, we're pure enough. We can't be better in our midas. We have to know there's more. This is what we can do, but then there's much more that we can really do. We can really attain even a higher level of Emes. That the Sfas Emes calls Torah. He talks about this a lot. There's avoida and there's Torah. Tefillah is part of avoida. Any creature can pray to Hashem, can even talk to Hashem. But not everybody can hear Hashem. The Torah is Hashem telling us, do this, do that, listening to Hashem. Avoda represents our feelings, which are also important. And that's what we have 49 days of doing our avoda, what we feel like, our midos. But only when we get to the 50th day, then we receive Hashem's Torah, which is beyond everything we did. And that's the real ultimate madrega we can reach. Now, Emes,
so we've already received Torah in some way. So when we receive Torah now in Shavuos, are we receiving a new Torah? I mean, it's new because we're different today than we were yesterday. But what does it really mean to receive Torah?
Maybe you have the Torah. I'm very far from the Torah. I need to receive. I don't really have it. So we all have a lot to work on to get to Emes. What he's talking about here, what he says Torah is, we received the Torah, but I guess we forgot a lot of it. Or there's always more to receive and to work on. I don't know exactly what happened, but Baruch Hashem, there's what to receive. Maybe you also feel like that. I don't know, but we have a lot to receive. I mean, it's true what you're saying. It's a very important point. It's not as if we haven't done it for 3,000 years. Every year we have a Sfas, and you have the first Sfas where you got the Torah. But we always have to live it and then to receive it. It's an important point what you're saying. But you're right that we're always receiving it. To reach Emes, and if we don't receive it again, then we're just not. We're not at that level. We're not at Emes. Just because we received it 3,000 years ago, or last year, or 2 years ago, we're still not. We have the potential because we received it. We're Yidden. It's true, we received it, and it's there inside. Right? It's not something new, chas v'shalom. It's there inside. We just have to reveal it. We have to do it again to reveal it. To find it. It says, Emes kolel mirosh ad sof. Like, now he's going to focus on the word Emes. Emes we spell Aleph, Mem, Taf. There's a very important teaching which is referring to. Emes is the first letter in the Aleph base. Mem is the middle letter, and Sof is the last letter. So that's called Mirosh ad Sof, from Aleph to Taf, and the middle too. Avar ve'atid, the past, Aleph, Taf, the end, the future, and the present, the Mem, in between. But Tzarech Adam Levakesh a Torah. We have to request and pursue the Torah, the purity. Now he's saying something it's not clear what he's saying. He's connecting Tahara to Emes, purity to Emes, and to this aspect of Emes that is something eternal, the past, the present, and the future. What does all this mean? So let's go on by it. We'll see what all this. He's going to say some beautiful teachings here. How to understand what we're trying to reach on Shavuos. This is actually what we're trying to get to in the Sfas. What is this Emes? That it's something obviously we don't really know what it is, because otherwise we already have it. And he said it's something beyond anything we can comprehend. What is this? It's going to hint us to have some grasp on what this Emes is, that we can look for it, even though we don't really know what it is exactly, but we're heading to it. So he's going to say some hints, some beautiful teachings to open it up. Ha'olam nivra bebeis, bereshis. The Torah starts off with a beis, bereshis, and the Torah, but actually that's the Torah that talks about creation. So the world was created with beis. When Hashem said the word bereshis, Hashem created the world. And we all know the first letter of every word or every sefer, that's the main, that's the ikar. So beis is what Hashem used to create this world, the whole creation. What's special about beis? Beis stuma mikol tzad upatuach mitzad echad. Beis is pretty much closed from the top, from the side, and from the bottom. It's just open from the left side and one side. It's a closed box, which is mostly closed. The beis is mostly closed, just has one side open. What does that mean? By kach lo taharer mala mala malachnim. When we talk about creation, and especially Bereshis, the beginning, we're limited. This is very important teaching, philosophical, Kabbalistic teaching. As long as we're in this world and we're physical, we can't perceive anything beyond physical. We can't perceive what was before this world, what's going to be after, what's above, what's below, what's beyond this world. So it means it's closed. We're in this world, we're closed. Just, it's open. There are some things we can perceive. The Torah, it's headed, beis is open towards the rest of the Torah. We can perceive what's in this world, what was created in this world. Yom Rishon, Yom Sheni, the Shamayim, the Aretz, all that. That's open, but anything beyond it, behind, and then above and below, we can't reach it. We're not there. That's Bereshis. That's the beis that the Torah was created with, the world was created with, from the beis of the Torah. Oh, so this is from Chazal. Now the Sfas Emes is going to say, Abam. He says, In Kain, if so, it's already Chiddush. A beautiful idea. Now, let's go 1,000 years later, 2,000 years later to Matan Torah. 2,000 years after creation, we get the Ten Commandments. It starts off with an Aleph. Only now the Aleph comes. Anoichi. So we all know it's very special that it started with an Aleph. And it should start with an Aleph. Aleph is the start, it's the first. Only now we start with an Aleph. He says, the Aleph psucha l'chol hadalid ksavos. Aleph is open to all four sides. Aleph, you draw like this, a line here. It's like an X. Aleph is like an X. Yeah. So it's open to the top, open to the back, to the bottom, to the front. It's all open. Nice. Oh, Lefi she'atoira kodmo la'olam. The Torah is before creation. The creation is limited. Okay, but the Torah is not. If you're learning the Torah at Har Sinai, that's already, it's all open. You're not limited to exactly what's in this world. The world has to follow the Torah. The Torah doesn't have to follow the world. The world is following the Torah that was before the world. And the world is going to be redeemed. The world is under control. It's not that the world is in control. It's not that the laws of nature are in control. Chas v'sholem. It's under control. And that's why the world will ultimately be fixed. Everything in the world which seems to be bad, seems to be impossible, seems just the way it is, it seems that it's going to stay like this forever. But there will be a tikkun. The world will be fixed, and everything will be lived by the Torah. Now, ba'al yidei ha-Torah, and by the Torah, yicholim b'nei Yisrael l'hakir es ha-borei yisborach shemo. Hashem, who is controlling the world and made the world, beyond the world, obviously, But through the Torah, we can be connected to Hashem beyond this world, much greater and powerful than anything that this world limits. The first commandment is I am Hashem, shelo alidei emtsoyus ma'aseh bereishis. What Hashem is really saying in Anoichi is really a personal connection to me. Anoichi means me. What is the Torah telling us? What's the first teaching at Har Sinai? Me and you, we have a special connection not through this world, not through all the masks of this world. You can see through all of that, and you can have a direct connection with Hashem. That's what Anoichi Hashem Elokecha means. Me and you. And that explains, that answers the famous kasha. First commandment says, I am Hashem. Who did what? Who took you out of Egypt? Hashem did a lot more than that. Hashem who created the heaven and the earth. Because here we're not talking about that. This is a very big chiddush. Hashem taking us out of Egypt is something much greater than creating the heavens and the earth. Because if it would have said, I'm Hashem who created the heaven and the earth, the creation, so you see the creation, that's all you see. That's all you see of Hashem. Taking us out of Egypt, as we read in the Haggadah and we learn in Pesach, breaking all the rules of nature, Hashem is telling us there's something much greater than this world. There's the Torah, there's Am Yisrael, there's Hashem, which is much greater than this world. And it's in control of this world. It's not under this world. It's all above this world. So to fix this world, the Torah isn't limited by anything. If you think in this world that something's impossible, or you think something is limited, the amount of the purity that we can reach as an individual or as Klal Yisrael, let's say we think there's a certain level of purity that's possible to reach. There's a certain level of tikkun that the world can reach. That makes sense. This I can comprehend. We can be that good, but we can't be that good. That's impossible. That's already making a limit. But if you don't look at this world, look at Anoichi, the Aleph. It's much before this world. And there are none of these limits. Everything can be mitukan. The person, right, whether it's us, whether it's others, whether it's the world, Klal Yisrael, mitukan, the gamre. Imkain. So this is how he explains Emes. The Torah is really something outside of creation. The Torah in its roots. The Torah is talking about this world. The mitzvahs are here in this world. But the Torah itself is really coming from somewhere much. It's coming from beyond this world. It's controlling this world. It's not a product of this world. It's really the source of everything in this world. V'hi b'chinas emes shekolel rosh toch v'sof. That goes back to the word emes, which is the aleph, the mem, and the sof. It's before this world was created. And it's even afterwards, after the tikkun, when everything will be changed. The world, the way we see it now, will be totally different. But also the mem. So in this world, in all the darkness, in all the maisa and everything going on, and all the confusion, we have the mitzvahs. Here we're actually fulfilling the Torah. That's emes. Something that applies in all places, in all times, that's emes. If I can only be holy in a certain time when we have a Beis Hamikdash, or in Shabbos, or before the world was created, or after I pass away, if only then we can be pure, it's not emes, it's sheker. Emes is something that's consistent.
It combines those two aspects.
Yeah. Because always it's kavua. Torah is about emes.
Sheker.
Well, something in a way like
that's not true.
Oh, so when he's saying when he says avoida, Chas v'shalom, it's not, I wouldn't call it sheker, but it's not that level of Emes. The 49 days that we're working on our midos, we're good people, right? Without Torah, before we receive Torah, you can't call that Emes. Because sometimes we're good, sometimes we're not, and there's a limit how good we can be. We also have bad in us. So that's already not called Emes. Emes is only the 50th day. When we receive the Torah, then we can get complete, the real tikkun. That's Emes. Something coming from Hashem. So this is it's very important. So what did we learn till now so far? So the avodah of Sfiras, 49 days, working on our midos, working on ourselves. It's work, it's koach, what we can do. Hashem is demanding us to work, to do. And we do as much as we can. Get better and better and better. Until we reach the point where we did what we can do. And then, if we did it, all of that, then there's more. How do we attain the more? That's Kabbalah Satorah. That's something we receive. Now, so that's it's still very interesting. It's something that we can't really explain how it's this jump. Make it after the 49 days is us, lachem, you work, and it's he doesn't call it purity. It's called striving for purity. Purity is something that comes from above. We'll get purity, but it's something we can only get with help.
So can we say that it's akin to when we talked about the bet of Bereshit? We're living only in Bereshit in the 49 days because we don't have the ability to Lamal, Lamata, and the outside. We only have the inside, which is limited. And once the Aleph part, Anochi, comes in, that opens it to the top, the bottom, the sides, and that opens up all the Sfiras.
Oh, exactly. That takes us, that gives us the koch to do more.
That's the true Emet. Up to that point, we're very limited because we're living in the concept of Bereshit, which is very limited. Right. And Torah is the thing that the Aleph and Anochi, which is the first word, is, as we said, it opens the top, the sides, the bottom, and it gives us the whole. Whereas before it's limited. There's only a space that opens towards the Torah. Okay. You said also at the beginning when we first started, you said that we're limited in what we can do because it's from us. It's our gishbedlut, our ratzon. It's also limited. It's only limited because of where we are. It's before Torah.
Yeah. It's before the Torah was revealed in this world. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's go weiter. So now, see, Hakeli es ha'am. Now, Ba'ashmi'im is Devrai Asher Lilimudun Lira Osi. So, we're standing at Sinai. So Hashem says to Moshe, bring together the Am, bring the people together, and I'll tell them my word. So they will learn to have awe, fear, yira. They will learn to have yira. So it's very interesting, this pasuk. Shetachlis Torah lavo liyira amitis. So from this pasuk, it seems that why did we need to receive the Torah? To attain yira, that fear and awe, which means in context of what we're learning till now, to understand this, we can serve Hashem even without Torah. Like we said, the 49 days in Egypt, the Avot, we had Avodah. We were serving Hashem. Now, what's the special gift of Torah? What are we receiving? So he said it's Emes. It's a special level of Emes. Now he's bringing in another inyan called Yira. By receiving the Torah, we can have Yira. Also, what does that mean? What is the Yira we're talking about? The pasuk goes on to say, Moshe, Bnei Israel said, "Daber ato imanu pen namus." But Bnei Israel first were afraid to hear Hashem. Hashem was giving the commandments. Bnei Israel said to Moshe Rabbeinu, no, you tell us the commandments. It's too much for us to receive the Torah ourselves. Pen namus, we will just leave our bodies, our neshamos, we just can't handle this. The Heishiv Lem, so Moshe Rabbeinu answered them, Al tiru, don't be afraid. Ba'avur tia yirasu al paneichem, because this is all for your good, so you should have an awe for Hashem. The yira of Hashem should be on your faces. Oh, so he's medayik. Ein ormem al tira rak l'mishi yirei shemaim ve'emes. We see from Moshe Rabbeinu's answer to them that this is what they really wanted. What's the argument between Bnei Yisrael and Moshe Rabbeinu? To receive the Torah from Hashem's mouth, or not to receive it directly from Hashem's mouth? He says, "Hayu divrei Bnei Yisrael b'shvil hayir." So this Emes is a big chiddush. It's not that Bnei Yisrael were afraid. That's a very simple, superficial meaning. He says it's much deeper than that. It was out of Yiras Shamayim. But Bnei Yisrael said they don't want to hear Hashem's voice. It's not chas v'shalom, but they didn't want to hear Hashem's. They didn't want Hashem. It's not even that they were afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. Hashem is giving it. It's more than that. It's out of yira. What does that mean? He said, "Shechashashu b'nei Yisrael." Bnei Yisrael were afraid. Sha'alidei she'yiskarvu yoser midai yischalesh etzlam hayira. That if we have such a close relationship with Hashem, then there's no yira. They were afraid we would get so much ahava of being so close with Hashem without anything in between. Hashem talking to us openly at Har Sinai, then we can't have yira. It won't be something above. Like we learned till now, it's something above, something with awe that we strive for. Bnei Yisrael were afraid that we're going to lose all of that. That by getting at the 50th day on Matan Torah, by receiving the Torah directly from Hashem, from Hashem's mouth, we'll get such a closeness that again we won't go beyond our midos, beyond what we are. We won't have that humility to receive anymore, because we'll think, we know it all. We're with Hashem. We're so close. Or ahava, with such a closeness, we can't be mavatal ourselves. All these ideas. So Emes is referring to all these ideas that we won't get that yira anymore by getting such a great ahava. And he says, pen namus. What does it mean when Bnei Yisrael said we might die? It doesn't mean literally we'll hear Hashem's voice and die, because Hashem isn't giving us the Torah to kill us. If He gives us the Torah, we'll receive the Torah. It means something else. Ki yirida mimadrega v'shiflus nikra misa. Many places in Chazal, Misa is not literal. But life, the meaning of life is something not literal. What does it mean to be alive? Not all of us, we're walking and talking. It doesn't mean we have true life. Misa, death, in Chazal, in the Torah, it means going down, being low. If you could be at a certain level, if we were able to be at a certain high, beautiful level, in Chas v'Shalom, we're not what we could be, or we were at a certain level and we lose it. Till we get back to that level, we are considered Misa. That's a kind of a death, not being what you could be. So Bnei Yisrael is saying there's something called Yira, and we had Yira. Before we had the intimate kesher with Hashem at Matan Torah, we were like Avadim. Sfas talks about it a lot, Eved and Ben. Before we received the Torah, we were Eved, we're like servants. When we received the Torah, we're like children to Hashem. But we had Yira. The Eved has Yira, serves Hashem with you. He knows he's only an Eved. I'm humble, I don't understand, there's a lot more, I'm following those orders. As soon as we reach the level of Ben, and we have that closeness, we're Yidden, and we're Hashem's people, so then there's a problem. We have to be very careful that we don't lose that level that we had, that the Avot had, that Bnei Israel had in Egypt. And it happens to a lot of us, when we're Chozer B'Tshuvah. Before we get close to the Torah, a lot of us, it happens very often, it's very common, we have a certain respect for the Torah. We know we're not fulfilling it, we know we're far from it, but we have that natural respect for it. That's Yiddishkeit, that's holy, that's special. Once we get into it, the more we get into it, we're living with our whole lives, our daily lives with it. Every day we put on tefillin, every day we do it, every day Torah, we're learning Torah every day. We lose that kavod. We can forget that if every day we're learning in yeshiva.
So you lose the specialness?
Yeah. If at Har Sinai, the whole world almost disappeared from the great revelation of the Torah, how awesome it was, how gewaldic the Torah is, how powerful it is, how it can change our lives. 1 minute, one Dvar Torah can change our lives. But we have to be very, very careful. If we're learning all day, every day, 4 hours a day, we're going to forget how important every minute is. It's very hard to remember that. So Bnei Yisrael are telling Moshe Rabbeinu, we're not ready to receive the Torah yet. If we stand there at Har Sinai, we're going to lose that madrega that we had, that kavod that we had for the Torah, that yira that we knew that, okay, we have kavod and respect because, we're not on that level. As soon as we are on that level of Torah, we see the Emes, we discover the Emes, then it's going to lose all of its specialty, and it's going to be very dangerous.
So my question would be, it's maybe a simple question. Hashem would know this in advance, obviously would know this, but meaning that he's waiting for Am Yisrael to say, we don't want to hear more than, like, from what the Midrash said. The only thing that was spoken was the first aleph, not even the whole word of Anochi. And that was enough that Am Yisrael said, if we go further, like you said, that it's going to bring familiarity, or there's an expression in English, familiarity breeds contempt. Meaning that when you bring it down to this level, you lose a certain respect. So, but Hashem knew this before, but was waiting for us to say it.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It's hard to ask those questions and learning. What did Hashem think? What did we think? But let's just focus on what it says, though.
Okay.
The teachings. These are very important teachings. We go step by step, and it'll all make sense. This is one side of the coin. We're trying to understand the problem. This is a problem that we have to deal with. Okay? And what's the answer? So how do we deal with the problem? So the answer is going to be here. So he goes on to say, Moshe Rabbeinu Hish. So what did Moshe answer? Well, I received the Torah. We received the Torah. We're going to lose it all. How do we do it? Adarabo, on the contrary. Moshe Rabbeinu answered him, it's on the contrary. Kifi mash yiskavu b'yoyser. It's something special. It's a tremendous chiddush that you only have in the Torah. the closer we get to the Torah, the more of an intimate and daily kesher we have, the more we learn, the more we do it, Yipol Aleim Yiras Haromanos. We'll get more of a yira, more of a respect, and more of an appreciation of how great it is. That's something special about the Torah. The more we get it, the more we'll appreciate how important it is. The more we learn, the more we'll want to learn more. The less we'll be satisfied. That's the answer to the problem. Oh, yeah, Torah maybe hayira. Because in this world, it goes back to the teaching, we said before about in this world it's not like that. The more you learn about something, the more you're satisfied, and you don't have to learn more. But because the Torah is something special, something beyond, infinite. So the more we learn, if it's real Torah from Hashem's mouth, the more we learn, the more we want to learn. That's something Bnei Israel didn't see at the beginning, because we were not at that level yet. Before we get there, like we said, like the example we gave from about Tshuva. So before we do Tshuva, we see Shabbos is special. Shabbos is special. Torah is special. We know that. We have respect for it. Once we start doing it, then we have to be careful. We'll forget how special Shabbos is, how special Torah is. But then once if we really do it right, we'll appreciate it more and more and more. That's the one thing we didn't know before Tshuva. We knew Shabbos was special because we know, it's something beyond us. But there's something we didn't know. We thought that as soon as I get Shabbos, then I have it already. I'm not going to appreciate it. That's what keeps us from doing Tshuva. That's what the Sfas Emes is hinting to. Why not? What keeps us away? What turns us away from Tshuva? We're afraid. The neshama, the Yetzer Tov inside of us. There's something, a very deep teaching, which is for Doros, for all generations. When Bnei Israel was standing at Har Sinai, and they said, we don't want to receive the Torah yet. It's really something inside all of us, all of the Jewish people. When we're there, wherever we are in America here, all of the Jewish people saying, we're not ready to receive the Torah yet. All of us who haven't received the Torah yet. Like you asked, we received the Torah, but there are obviously a lot of us who don't have the Torah. Most of the Jewish people don't have the Torah yet. So it's an echo of that. It's a kind of a Yetzer Tov inside of us, inside of Am Yisrael, saying, we're afraid to accept the Torah because then it won't be special anymore. We look at it as something special, but if we live it won't be special. And then that, because we're not on a high enough level to see that Aleph, that it's something beyond, that it's something much greater than anything we know. We're at the base. We know there's something special there, but we also see that it's there is some limit. And once we do it, it'll stop at a certain point. It's limited. We don't see that it's infinite. But then Moshe Rabbeinu answers Bnei Israel then, and for all generations. No. The contrary. The more you do it, the more it'll be special. The more hours you spend learning, the more special every minute of Torah will be for you. Every word will change your lives. That's the real Torah. The more Shabbos you keep, if you really do it right, then every Shabbos will change your life. Oh. The Ha'ed, what's the proof? Who says? So he brings an example. Moshe Rabbeinu, Olav Hashalom, Moshe Rabbeinu. Shoya Sar HaTorah. Moshe Rabbeinu is the Sar. He is the giver of the Torah. If there's anybody who has Torah, it's Moshe Rabbeinu. Who has the Torah? Haya Anav Mikol Adam. But he was the most humble of all mankind who ever existed. That means the more Torah you have, the more humility you get. That's the lesson here. It's not like in other teachings, other sciences, or other religions, the more you know, the more you're full with yourself. I know more. I'll tell everybody what to do. Don't tell me what to do.
So the more you know what you don't know.
It's exactly. Moshe Rabbeinu, who knew everything more than anybody else, he believed that he knew nothing. He always had more to receive because the Torah is infinite. Only because he knew the Aleph, that the Torah is beyond anything in this world, it's infinite. So you can learn 1,000 years, You know nothing compared to what you could know. And that's what we're striving for, anova. The anova l'mala miyira. He says, anova is a level higher than yira. Anava. So that's interesting. What he said before, yira, Am Yisrael had a level of yira, or everybody before, any healthy person, any healthy yid with a neshama, has a respect for Torah, has an awe for Torah, even though we're not fulfilling it. But it's only yira, it's a low level. There's a higher level called anava. That you only get by having more and more Torah. Once you have that, then you see how it's really infinite. Even if I keep 1,000 Shabbos, it's as if I've never had a Shabbos before. And every new Shabbos, it's like the first time.
So it's like, so today is Hod the Netzach, right? So it's what this feels like. So it's like you need the Netzach, the endurance to see Torah new every day and to keep working at it, and then you need the humility to know, I only know, you know.
But that's really what Hod is. Hod is a hidden beauty. That you see it, you saw this picture, you saw this flower. The more you look at this flower, because it's Hashem's creation and it's created, from everything is, created by Hashem in Hashem's image, there's infinite beauty in everything, really. But you have to see that. If you see the Torah and everything, you'll see. The more you look at this flower, the more Hod you'll see. Hod is also from Modeh al Emes. Praising, but also admitting, which means I'm lacking. I'm Modeh, there's more. I think I did it. I thought I kept Shabbos my whole life. I thought I learned the Torah. I think I'm from and all that. Being Modeh that you didn't start yet. Hod Netzach. You're always Netzach. Yeah, that's a very important point. Always, always, always starting from scratch. That's another.
That goes back to what you were saying when he asked the question about receiving the Torah. That's why we always receive it every Shavuos, because hopefully from one Shavuos to the next, we've grown and had the ability to receive more.
Oh, that's beautiful. Perfect. Yeah, it all fits together now. There has to be infinite Shavuos.
And so forth.
Oh,
Well, that's the challenge of Judaism. You never get, you're never there. Or you're there, but there's always more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we have to do. 7 weeks now, 49 days, but 7 weeks. He also connects it to Shabbos, Bachlal, which Sfas Emes does always, almost everything connects to Shabbos. Shabbos is Shvisa, being batel. I work and work and work. I think I'm doing a lot. Shabbos is saying, I'm resting. It's a way to mevatel this world. It's not what I do. And you have to count 7 Shabbosos. And Shavuos is, the Torah says Mocharas HaShabbos. It's coming after Shabbos. So we know it's not necessarily the day after Shabbos. We all know it's 7 weeks after the day after Pesach. But it's connected to Shabbos. What Shabbos does, Rav says, this is a beautiful word. In Emor, what we just read, Vayikra, it says Sfartem Sheva Shabbosos Timos. Count 7 Shabbosos. In Dvorim, it says Sheva Shavuos Tispar Lecha. Count 7 weeks. Simply 7 weeks is 49 days. And then he says it's very important. He says there are 2 parts to counting. There's counting 7 weeks of work, work, like what the Sfas Emes is really talking about. 7 weeks of avodah for 49 days. But there's also counting 7 Shabbos. It says Shabbos does something very special for us. And we see it in the Torah. When we read the parsha of Sfas in Matan Torah, Torah mentions Shabbos. Bnei Yisrael had Mon, and then they had Shabbos. And then we went on to receive the Torah. By doing Shabbos and accepting that Shvisa, that we're resting, that we're not in control, and by being shoves and understanding that, then we can receive the Torah. So he says that's what we need 7 Shabbos to do it. What one Shabbos does for us could also change our lives. We know 2 Shabbos can bring the Geula. So 7 Shabbos, these 7 Shabbos can bring the Torah. It's a lot of preparation, a lot of work on Midos, a lot of Shabbos. We have a few Shabbos left till Shavuos. All that is to do something very, very, very tahara, purity, to go beyond anything that we know. That pure emunah, to be mevatel everything we know, to serve Hashem with that tmimus, with that humility and anova, to receive the Torah at Har Sinai. That's something we have to strive for with Hashem's help. So us and all of Klal Yisrael, we have that emunah. All of us will receive the Torah. We all have it inside of us. We all want it. We all know it. We're a little bit afraid, but we're going to reach it. So this year, Hashem, Geula Shleima, going to receive the Torah. Shalom, shalom.